Are you an artist? Have you ever had that moment where you're just like,
I don't understand. I took one selfie, but nobody wants me for photography work.
no? Just me? Okay. Well, I can help me. Yeah, just play the intro. Hey, how's it going? My name's Michael J, and if you're watching this, you're probably pretty curious about what a spec shoot is. And before I get started onto that, a spec shoot's actually a bit more than, cinematography and photography. But we'll get to that in a moment. So, a spec shoot, at its core, is doing a shoot looking at the specifications of a certain object, person, maybe? But usually an object or a product that's being provided by a certain company. But spec shoots don't actually have to be something where you're sponsored, because, a lot of folks just aren't getting sponsored by just anybody. I mean, I'm not. And so it's hard to just do stuff like that, just all willy-nilly. So, what you can do, and what a spec shoot really is at its core, at least for me, is when you get a product, doesn't have to be something, like I said, you're sponsored by. It could even be toenail clipper or something. What I did actually recently, and I'll show it up here, is I did a slight spec shoot for a cold brew company that I saw that I really enjoyed what their brand looked like. And honestly, when it came to how the product tasted itself, I loved it. Couldn't complain. So I would highly recommend checking that out. The whole point of a spec shoot is to try and work on your own photography, cinematography, whatnot, your own skill, and try and improve it and try and show others through the application of that process. So that could even be through, if it's not photography or cinematography, maybe you like art with drawings and whatnot, so you could draw something, or maybe you like writing more, and so you can base that off of, certain characters. And then I guess that would be more along the lines of fan fiction, but that's, I wouldn't really know that. But some other stuff you would take a look at with this is by pushing it towards a portfolio or a repertoire so people start to recognize you for what you're making. And so a portfolio, if you don't know, that is something that people can look to. Maybe it's part of your interview process, you're as an interviewee, and they request a portfolio for that position you're looking at. That can be something that takes form in, maybe a poster, maybe a slideshow, or maybe even a website. I know that's what I use personally. But even nowadays, with technology advancing and people being a little more forward-thinking in some ways, you can even apply it to something such as a YouTube channel or a Twitch channel or Twitter. Maybe not Twitter necessarily, because that's just a lot of comments, but you get the idea. With different social media platforms, you can even promote your portfolio as different areas that people can look at. Instagram, that's the one I'm thinking. That's kind of what that is in a nutshell, but I would highly recommend if you're someone who's starting out and you're not sure what to do, you're like, but I take photos of people. It might be a little hard in today's day and age to take photos of people, but what you can do is you can see if you can get some friends, or worst case scenario, try taking a look at some products. And honestly, if you're right out of ideas to be like, man, I don't know how to take a photo of a toenail clipper, what am I supposed to do? Don't worry. That's where the internet can come in handy. And goodness, I know that Pinterest has helped me a lot when it comes to, visualizing ideas, because I'm very much a kinesthetic learner. I like to see, feel, and touch the things that I'm trying to work with. And so trying to, stay inside, cooped up in my house, and trying to create more things in this setting is really difficult. But when you look at certain people, certain users, or certain pictures even, you can try and see different things that give you ideas to do things, to create things with the things in your household. So that could be with a frying pan and a toothbrush. I don't know what you make with that, but you could do something with it, I'm sure. But yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope that kind of gives you a little bit of insight on what a spec shoot is. It's something that can encompass a lot of different areas. So that's writing, drawing, photography. It's more than just the camera, it's you. So, I hope that helped out, and I hope you have a good one, and I will see you next time.